All right, we're live. We got Hank and we got Wayne, and may have some other people up here. We'll see what happens, but it's a little bit cooler today in New England. How's it up your way, Wayne? A little cooler?
Yeah, a little bit. Sun's hot. It's hot out there with the sun, but the rain stopped now, so we're good.
Yeah, I had a John Deere LA 135 special, they call it, with the Intec V-twin and the Nicky twin carburetor, which I hate. But thankfully, I was able to take it apart in the driveway and get it going. Up, here comes Brucey. Oh, hey, Bruce.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me all right?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
So
yeah, you sound as good as you look, Bruce.
Oh, my God. I don't know what to say.
Hey, Ben. But
I'm just setting up the chat here. There we go.
I was going to say, before we get started, I just want to congratulate Jake and the team over there at Eliminator, 100K. So
thank you very much.
That's you're going to get a button.
Oh,
yeah, going to get a button.
Absolutely.
That'll take a month or two.
Yeah, I was watching another channel. It was like I do some like watch repair channels. I love taking apart mechanical watches and things. And some of these guys are over $1 million easy, crazy. Robert, if you show me your face, I'll let you up, but I don't want to see your ceiling. There you go. The face is acceptable. The ceiling isn't.
That was a good point, Ken.
What's going on,
Robert? He's right, Robert. 9 times out of 10, we're looking at your ceiling and not you.
Yeah. I've been trying to find parts for my Craftsman GT mower, and I've only found one part. The other ones, it won't show pictures of them. I'm like, it's the suspension for the mower pan. One side, the trim side, is higher than the discharge side. And I'm trying to find these parts, and I could only find one.
What, just the hangers or what? Hangers?
Yeah.
North Star.
It's the nut, the bearing, and the rod that the nut and bearing screw on to.
Yeah, hey, what's this happy birthday, Bruce? What's that?
That's a week ago.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, did we miss it?
No, I'm 68.
There you go. Still a baby. So, Robert, what are you looking for? The hanger? One of the hangers to hang it different height?
Yeah. Let me show you. I got to pull it up on the tablet. I have that manual library.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
yeah, manuals live. That's good. I use them.
Yeah. I said, let's see, Craftsman GT.
I've had good luck with jacks.
Yeah, jacks is pretty good.
Because and sorry, Jack, but I use your site to get part numbers and then I go.
The only thing lately with jacks, and I don't know if it's just me, but you could order whatever you want from them, and until you give them the money, then you find out it's not available or it's 6 weeks out.
Yeah, because they got bought out by somebody. I think it was Northern Tool.
They did get bought by somebody.
Oh, okay. That makes a difference.
But for some reason, Jack, I had parts literally on order for 2 years. And I was like, your customer's not going to wait 2 years. They
wouldn't even wait 2 weeks.
I know. And the thing was, it was stupid MTD bushings that went on a tiller shaft. So I ended up making them. I made them myself. I said, no.
Yeah.
Jake and I are almost, we've been discussing getting our P.O. box back in Buffalo.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because the parts that we're getting in Canada, that some of them that I need, I can get in the States. And even if the exchange rate's 40%, it's almost half the price to get some of these parts.
Well, Wayne, there's a lot of stuff that I can't even get in Canada that's available in the U.S.
Yeah.
Well, but you're saying P.O. box, though. Here, you're limited to the size, though.
No, I get it at the UPS store. So basically, it's just a P.O. box. But they'll like, for example, if I ordered 4 tires for my truck, they'd have them shipped there. I get free shipping, and they store them. They email me that they're in. I drive over the board. The big thing is, how much time am I going to spend at the Peace Bridge to get into Buffalo?
How long does it take
a half-hour wait?
I'm sorry, Wayne. How long does it take to get there?
I don't know, 25 minutes.
Wow. See, it takes me 8 hours to get to the States.
Takes you 8 hours to get any place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll be right back. I got somebody here that wanted to buy a lawnmower. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I had a guy ringing my doorbell about a half hour ago, and I'm looking out. I don't recognize the car. I don't recognize the person. I'm not answering.
Yeah.
I was sitting in my chair the other night, and some guy stuck his head right up to the screen door and started.
Really?
Yeah, and he was high on something,
Wow.
and I just told him, "Get out of here." And all he had to do, like it was 2 o'clock in the morning, right? All he had to do was bust the screen and reach in and unlock the door.
Yeah.
So
No, but if someone wants to drop something off or whatever,
yeah,
text
that's
me.
fine.
Are you home? Can I drop this off or whatever? That's fine. But don't just come to my door and knock on a Saturday afternoon, you know?
Right. Because he could be fishing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Which
Those
one?
are the hangers, eh?
What number?
Parts 11.
Yeah. Now, did yours just disappear? Or because 11, it looks like you could take a piece of threaded rod and make your own.
Well, it's getting that perfect bend on it.
Well, heat it up with a torch, put it in a vise. You should be able to get it.
Yeah, too bad you're here. I got a bunch of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I could only find part 13, the suspension arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where'd all that stuff go, Robert? Where'd it go?
It's still on the mower. It's just the discharge side is the pan is lower because I cut grass with it the other day and I noticed it was leaving marks in the grass. And I looked at it. I had the pan all the way up.
Yeah.
And the trim side is higher than the discharge side. It's been like that ever since I've got it. Yeah. It's just trying to find parts 11.
You need an OEM part.
Yeah. Parts 11, 14, and 41. I could only find part 13. I have it in my eBay shopping cart. Because the only other thing I can do is take the part 41 and 14 off and 13 and then clean the threads on part 11.
Is that an MTD part?
Nah, it's Craftsman AYP. I was wondering if there was some way to convert it to say something like a Husqvarna with the same setup.
Well, no, it should be the same number. If you take that part number and go to any Husqvarna dealer, they can get the same.
Can't you just Google that part number?
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
I did.
No.
I went to my tablet and I typed in Craftsman GT tractor and the part number. And the only thing, like I said, it goes fine with part 13.
I'm pretty good at snooping around. Have you got the part number?
Let me go over to the sheet, the page that's on.
They're only the washer, the 41's a washer that's, got a radius to it. So it swivels in.
Yeah, a spherical washer set.
Yeah, so it swivels.
So the lines at any angle. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Part number 11, the number is 146704.
And what's it called?
It's let me see if I can go back to that.
Probably a suspension bracket or something, right?
It's a suspension rod. I don't know what
guess. Yeah.
Now, let me go back to that.
Sure.
Let's see. Part 11 is called a link lift.
That makes sense.
Then parts 14 is 140 302, and that's called a bearing.
eBay's got one of those. $11.
Then,
but what you do though is type in 532 before those numbers.
Yeah.
And then part Husqvarna part.
Yeah, because part number 41 is a 735 40600, and that is a.
Hey, Robert, there's a guy on eBay. He's got both of them, right? $20 plus $9 shipping.
Yeah.
They're both, including here. Let me show you. Hold on eBay, including the rods.
Yeah.
Oh, Ken, when you can please email me that stuff.
$29 including shipping.
Yeah.
That's free. That's
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then part 41 is a nut crown lock 3/8 24 thread.
Let's see if I
And
can
I said if you can email me that, Ken, I'd appreciate it, because I said otherwise I want to take that link rod off.
Yeah, might as well. Hold on, let me see if I can.
And clean the threads and stuff like that, because I don't like my mower pan being unlevel.
Hey, Robert, if you go on eBay real quick. The guy's name is Garage Finds 304. I don't think he's got a lot of stuff on there. Garage Finds, FIDNS 304. Garage Finds. He's on eBay. Garage Finds 304. He's the one that's got those. See his channel.
Solved.
Margaret, where's Francis? What's going on? Hey, the stars are out. Look at this. Donnie, what's going on, brother?
Hey.
How are you?
Wayne and
I was going to say, you come on, and Wayne had to answer the phone, and someone wants to buy a mower in his front yard.
Yeah.
help your buddy.
But we still got Brucey here.
Yeah.
Yeah, help.
Is that
Robert,
it?
Robert, I'm going to mute you, Robert. Hold on a second, buddy. We got the superstar on here now. Hold on.
Sorry, help your buddy first. Help.
Well, no, he's trying to get some parts for a Craftsman mower, and we found him on eBay. A lot of times
Yeah.
it's cheaper on eBay.
Hangers for a deck.
Yeah, Wayne. Yeah, I heard part of the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, we said congratulations to Jake and Wayne for 100K, and like everybody here, Donnie, you pretty much started us all out. So we want to say thank you as well.
Thank you. Yeah, Wayne invited me here today.
Yeah. Now we're here every week, a bunch of small engine crazy guys, and sometimes we get like yourself, we'll get the stars up, and Mick
I
and
recognize Bruce.
yeah. So hopefully all is well on your end.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
You keeping busy up there? I mean, it looks like you're busy.
Super busy in the shop, man.
Yeah.
Good.
But like you and Brucey, you guys are going to be getting snow, what, October? You guys get it early.
Well, Bruce might get it sooner than me.
Yeah, we're on the west side in the lee of the mountains, so we can get snow in September the 3rd. We can get snow. It doesn't stay.
Yeah, because Don, you're toward us, like on the eastern side.
Yeah, I'm close to Wayne. I'm close.
Oh, okay.
To 4
Yeah,
hours.
he's north of Wayne.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, Wayne's about a 3-hour drive for me.
We're only 2,600 miles apart.
Cheers, Wayne.
There it is.
Okay, sorry.
Whoa! Where'd you get that? Wait, I hope that was for a mower part and not favors.
That was
There we go. We got
my
Canadian Grow here on the bottom.
Yeah.
Donnie Boy. How are you?
Yeah, Wayne invited me here.
Nice.
There's the original gangster of small engine repair.
That's right.
And I gave him a phone call the other day, thanking him for taking his time to call Jake up when he started his channel to give him some tips. There's not a lot of people out there in the YouTube community that do small engine repairs that would take the time to do that. Donnie's the guy.
Yeah, thanks, Wayne.
Oh yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Wayne always leaves nice comments.
13
Now-
years
now-
ago.
Now
13 years ago.
everybody's going to get
There's
all
so many
kinds of
channels
tips
out there
from-
now. I'm amazed. There must be 300.
Okay,
Now
Wayne.
everybody's getting tips from welding. All those machines you got. Holy
Yeah,
smoke.
nice
I'm
machine.
having a hard time hearing who's.
Oh yeah.
That was me talking.
Okay.
Yeah, but you get a lot
Yeah.
of welding.
Yeah, I did that just for fun,
Yeah.
because you can buy a cheap machine that will do in a small engine shop for cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
actually,
you just want to stick stuff together, right?
they actually work. You don't need to spend $3,000.
Yeah, was it the last one you did? One of them a yes? Was
Yeah,
it a
yes,
yes?
Walter. Yeah, it was the little more expensive one, but you can buy a cheap one.
Yeah. Don't do like I did. Everything I got is over $2,000.
Yeah, me too. I got Lincoln Electric ones. But
Yeah, that Lincoln. Yeah.
I did it to show people
Miller.
you don't need to spend that kind of money.
Right. I use an AC stick and an old It's not MIG. It's
Tombstone?
No, it's a little wire feed.
With the arc welding?
Yeah. No, it's a wire feed. What do you call it? It's not. It's not MIG. Yeah. Flux core. Thank you. And it will go to MIG gas, but the regulator's broken, and I'm cheap.
Yeah. It'll do everything you need.
Yeah. I put a snowblower back.
Hey, Doug, you find a lot of people trying to offer you stuff just to present it?
Yeah, I turned down a lot of it. I took on. I'll have to be honest. I took on a bit too much. You know.
I know. I get 2 or 3 a week. Emails.
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish up what I got. I got 2-3 reviews to do. Then I'm gonna break from that.
I love those Temu grinder holders you buy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that I needed that. I
Yeah.
really needed that. I put them all over the shop.
Yeah, I got to get some of those. They look and they work great, eh?
We're getting a lot of feedback in the audio.
Hey, you Americans are getting the crap kicked out of you here now. We got the whole bottom row is Canada.
yeah.
If Steve shows up, you're going to be outnumbered.
Yeah.
That's if I let him in. Right?
Where are you from? Ken?
I'm Connecticut. I'm down right next to a town. My town's Trumbull, next to Bridgeport. It's funny. We're only known for one thing. We were the 1989 Little League World Champions. That's like the only claim to fame the whole town has.
Really? You look pretty cozy in your sunroom.
Well, yeah, I got my little my fans going. Got the central air on too. It's been hot here, I mean, this week hasn't been bad in Connecticut. Last week we were 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, it was hot.
Wow.
We went from 32 Celsius to 19 in a day.
Oh, 19.
That was the day. That was the day that Jasper burned, eh?
Oh yeah, that looks pretty bad.
Yeah, that's only 3 hours from here.
Wow.
Donnie Kenny's company built Donald Trump's helicopter.
Yeah, Sikorsky. I'm a maintenance foreman for Sikorsky aircraft.
Are you?
Yeah, so we do the Black Hawks, the K, all the Sikorsky copter. I've been there about 15 years. So anytime anything breaks in the blade shop, we do the maintenance of the rotor blades. My guys get sent out to fix the equipment. So it's a good job. Good job.
Ken is into tip speeds on any rotating iron.
Yeah.
What was it? 19,000 feet per minute, the magic number.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize that's 204 miles an hour. If you hit a golf ball or a rock, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Every time I sell a mower, if it's a kid, I put him through mower 101, and I say to him, have you ever walked up to an airplane propeller and be 5 inches away? And they go, no. And I go, well, that's what's happening underneath there. You're 5 inches away from a spinning propeller.
Yeah, it's funny. I mow my mom's lawn and my snapper rear engine because I love the rear engine rider. She'll walk up to me real fast. I'm like, I'm afraid she's gonna slip her foot underneath the deck. And it's like, the brake, you hit the lever, but you never know how fast. I got hit one time on my steering wheel.
Yeah. But they're a good machine. They do a lot of sucking.
Is that the one with the friction disc like a snowblower?
Yep. Yeah. The only thing I don't like about the rear engine riders, there's no weight in the front. So if you're going up an incline, there's no steering. You just turn it and nothing happens,
You need some ballast.
Yeah. They do sell a weight thing for it. So, but I just like it because it's convenient and you could store it up because it doesn't have a battery and it's all pull start. So nice.
I live in the city and I use a John Deere lawn tractor to mow my lawn.
Well, it's funny. Lately, I've been using customer equipment. I haven't used mine to mow my lawn in a month and a half because there's always a tractor. So, got to test it. Okay,
Yeah.
test it.
Well, you got it.
And I mow my
Free lawn mowing.
times a week.
Bruce, the reason you use a
Which is like in the
riding
wintertime, if
lawnmower
there's
is
any
because you
snow.
hit
Okay, just have
68
snow.
now.
Yeah, exactly. It's all easy if it starts.
Yeah.
If it doesn't start, then
rarely
it's
use
work.
my own mower. Rarely. So who else does repairs from home here? You all do?
I do it. Like I said, mine is purely a sideline. I call it gravy money to pay for the diner and the breakfast and lunch, and that's what I use it for. Yeah.
Hank, above me.
I'm a little different than the rest of these guys. I do it for a hobby, and that's it. Not
Okay,
looking to make, yeah.
And Donnie, Hank has more tools than a Snap-on truck.
I got lots of tools.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to slow down buying tools
If
now.
we-
Don't tell Hank that. He doesn't know what the word slow down means.
So Donnie Boy 73, that means that you are like 51, right? Sorry.
And your first video was the albino moose, right?
Holy cow, man, you've got a good memory.
No, I watched it. I remember watching that video. I saw your very first video.
Yeah.
And then I think you brought it up during one of the lives when I think you were with Chicanic and Steve's. And I think you mentioned that was your first video.
Yeah.
And I said, I remember watching that video. As a matter of fact, I went back and watched it again not that long ago.
That was in Timmins, Ontario.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Long time ago. Oh, yeah, Timmins, that's quite a ways west, eh?
Yeah, way up north.
Hey,
That's
John,
what
I meant to ask, do you use any
It's
special
east to me,
camera?
Don.
Oh, any special
Sorry,
camera when you do your videos, or is it a phone, or what do you actually use when you film?
camcorder, and a phone.
Okay.
got a question for you, Donnie. What happened to your apprentice?
Yeah.
Well, he's got another job.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just a hobby for him. That
Yeah,
was
Dave, right? Dave?
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
that was a hobby for him. He's got another job that he always had.
He was doing good. And then,
Yeah, he was doing good. He was pretty good.
When I was watching some of them, I thought he was a weightlifter.
Yeah, he is. He is. Yeah,
We're doing a few of them. It looked like he had a couple of
Yeah,
pumps there, you know?
yeah, I know. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, do you ever get people that just, I mean, I don't know how you advertise it, if you do or not. Do people just knock on your door, or is it word of mouth, or how do you actually do it?
Every day.
Well, I'm a registered business.
Okay.
I'm a registered business. But nowadays, it's pretty well word of mouth.
Yeah.
Everybody's got my number.
Mhm.
The only problem when you work from your residence is people will bother you 7 days.
Oh, believe me. Sundays. I love Sundays. Afternoon. Yep.
So I actually put a closed sign that
Yeah.
day.
Now, would you have people drop something off with a key box and just do it like that, or?
Yeah, sometimes they do, but I don't like that because you don't get the full
Story.
Right. Yeah.
they lie to you anyways.
Yeah, well, that's true. We always say that. Don't trust the customer.
Yeah, it started when I dropped it off.
It ran yesterday with the green gas. Yeah, okay.
It was running when I put it away.
I'd like to be here when they drop stuff off because you get the full picture if you're there.
Yeah.
And sometimes the equipment's not worth even looking at.
Yeah.
Donnie, I had a guy
Exactly.
one time
I
bring
was
me
talking about
something.
that the other day. A lot of stuff is not even worth bringing to a shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know Terrell and some of the other people doing videos the other day. When to say no? Just say no. You don't have to say yes.
I'm just learning that now after 13 years.
I know. I say yes to everything. Then you spend all that time, and it's not worth it. And then what do? You're out the.
Well, you're not going to get paid for it.
No.
You got to take deposits.
Yeah.
You got
That's
you got to
exactly
take deposits. Wayne and I talked about deposits the other day. I made a video a month ago about it. You
Yeah,
have
but you're talking to cover parts or labor, or what are you covering with the deposit?
Anything.
covering your time because people oftentimes, if you call them and say it needs this and that, and they don't want to fix it, they won't come back and pay you for it.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So you could be stuck all day long looking at lawnmowers that they got at a yard sale.
Yeah.
They figure, well, I paid $20 for it. I'm not going to pay him to look at it.
Yeah.
A weed whacker bought at an auction.
Yeah.
Well, I like the one where they bring me the weed whacker that I dumped at the dump 4 hours earlier.
I remember that
Yeah,
one.
and when you scrap from another customer.
Yeah, I had one he brought back and had my name on it. I had just dropped it off at the dump like 4 hours earlier. He swore to me, "Oh no, my neighbor gave it to me," and I'm like, "My name's on it. I just brought it to the dump."
Well, the deposit thing that weeds out the bad customers right off the bat.
Yeah,
Tire kicker.
I
Yeah,
gotta
the
do
tire
that.
kickers. Eh?
yeah, I got to
Yeah.
do that.
Immediately, the cheap people, beware wary of the cheap people.
Yeah. Well, especially everyone that brought the Ryobi and the, all
I don't
the,
fix those anymore.
yeah. Well, I tell the people too. I said, for $80, buy a new one. I mean, for the
I know.
Even
Like that
for,
always floors me. Why would you bring a $200 15-year-old mower to be fixed? It just makes no sense.
Yeah. A lot of times, though, they'll do it. It was my grandpa's or something like that.
yes, and then they're willing to pay too, though.
If they're willing to pay, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But I hear Wayne sometimes, he's telling me what he's charging some of his customers, and the guy's, yeah, go ahead. And I'm like, really? I mean, some of the bills, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, like that one lawnmower the guy brought. I said, you sure you want to spend, like I said, right off the bat, I'm telling you right now, you're going to spend $150 minimum to get this thing going. And the guy said, yeah. And I said, but look at your deck's getting ready to, like, you might be lucky if you got a year left of this deck. Are you sure you want to spend the money? Yep, I want to spend the money. Well, his bill ended up being, I think, $160 or $161, something like that. It starts first pull now. It runs like a clock, but I'm going to tell you, next year the thing is, I told him I will buy the engine off you because I think it was an 8. It was a commercial engine, so I want the engine. The rest of it is junk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's Arch. Hey, Arch.
So the less a machine is worth, the more time you're going to put in it. Eh?
Like here's a story. I've had people where they came to the shop.
You okay, Don?
Oh, good.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you guys a story. So I've had people bring stuff to the shop here, and I always call people with an estimate. Okay? Yeah, that's better. I always call them with an estimate because I don't like to shock people. You know, I don't want to charge them more than what something's worth. So this one guy, I called him with the estimate. He said, "Yeah, go ahead." Then when it was all ready, he didn't want it.
Really?
Yeah.
So he just left you hanging, or?
Yeah. Well, I got my deposits. I kept the deposit, and then I just sold the equipment.
How often does that happen in a business like yours? That happen quite often?
It happens a couple times a year.
Huh.
You're always going to get those types of people.
Yeah, I got to charge deposits. I got to start doing that. Yeah.
Because you're just going to waste your time.
Yeah. But you know my favorite? Yeah, when you get around to it. We never have time. What do you mean get around to it? There's never free time, you know? But then when they say when you get around to it, they expect it to be cheaper because, yeah, you did it in your free time.
Well, even if they tell you when you have time to do it, they'll call you in 2 days.
Oh, yeah. No, the next day, yeah. Hey, did you go?
Is
Yeah,
it done? What, you haven't done it yet?
I've had a chainsaw on the floor for a year and a half because the guy said, fix it when you get around to it. If you're watching Keith, he probably is.
Yeah, when they say when you have free time. Who has free time?
But this year, I must say that there are a lot less push gas mowers.
How about electric, though, Don? You seen any electric?
Yeah, I don't work on them.
Not at all? No,
I'm not doing the electric.
Yeah.
We sharpen the blades on them for people.
That's it. That's all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. And switches.
And
Yeah,
then we say,
videos on the
and then we say, where's the battery? And they say, oh, I'm waiting for one. And I said, what do you mean you're waiting for one? This is an Eagle. And they said, well, they're out of stock. So I said, so you can't even cut your grass and you got a battery operated lawnmower? And they said, yeah, we actually asked them if they'd sell us the batteries out of the ones that they got in stock for sale, and they won't do it.
Wow.
I actually think that the gas mowers, because there's fewer of them being sold, I think the ones that are out there are starting to circulate, and the quality of the machines is getting more worn and more worn every year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beat up stuff out there.
If you go to Home Depot, it's almost all electric here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Canadian Tire, there was 1 gas and 5 electrics.
Exactly.
And it was from China.
China.
You have a preference?
Are you taking questions, Kenny?
Or what's that?
Well, if anyone wants a question, I'm just curious if I know I have a preference when I'm working on like 2-stroke. I like Echo a little bit better than I like Steel. You got a preference, Don, of one over the other? I know you're a dealer for Steel.
The 2-stroke, if you want to make money, it's going to be hard with 2-stroke for time consuming.
Yeah.
You're breaking up a little, Don.
Steel's easier for me because I there's more dealers.
You're not a dealer then, Don? I thought you were a dealer. Oh, no? Okay.
No, it's not worth it.
Is it? No.
But Echo's a bit of a pain. Echo's a bit of a pain because the dealers are far and few.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, around here where I am, there's a dealer every 5 miles.
Oh, not here. Not here. And the thing is people want their stuff yesterday.
Yeah. Well,
So I can't meet their timelines. And so can't the dealers either meet their timeline. But I'd rather not get involved. I don't want somebody calling me every second day. Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet?
mhm. GWN Toro bought out Lawn Boy. I know sometimes the Toro dealers can still get the old Lawn Boy parts if you give a Toro dealer the part number.
Yeah, so you can get 2-stroke Lawn Boy parts.
So you were talking about John Deere moving out their business. Where are they going?
I think Mexico.
Yeah.
Mex-
Oh, wow. But I think they've had a presence there anyway.
Yeah, they're still in North America at least.
When they start laying people off, you know it's not good for America.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the tractors used to be made in Horicon, Wisconsin.
And isn't everybody amazed that like John Deere always had top quality equipment, and yet the hood that they sell is the worst hood. That one and the Toro wheel horse, the hoods. I haven't seen one come in with a good hood. That is
the paint itself,
self-shattering plastic. Yeah.
The STX38 was a great little tractor, and they put the worst hood on it.
Yeah, the X series, like the one I did the video yesterday, they busted some easy.
I busted an X300 hood down. I had it up on ramps. The hood was up. The wind came by. Just the wind. Like that. $700 they wanted for the hood. I ended up buying 2 pieces off a used hood that weren't cracked for like $150. But there goes all my profit. That was it.
Yeah, I'm always careful when I deal with people's lawn tractors.
Yeah.
If you bust that hood, you're paying for it.
Oh, and it bolts onto that bracket at the bottom, and that's where it starts to go.
Yeah.
Now, Jake was just telling me that one of his buddies works at a dealership that's fairly close, not right in town, but just outside. They sell Echoes and Kubotas. And he told Jake that they now, for any machine that comes into the shop for service or repairs, they charge a $45 inspection fee or a 45-minute inspection fee. They give you a full report on everything that is wrong with that machine before they even start working on it, because people come in, I just want you to get it running. Okay. But in the meantime, they're putting down, you should have a new drive belt because it's cracked. Your deck belt's got, because I guess what happened was they were getting a lot of people upset with their service because they weren't fixing everything. And they said, well, you didn't want that fixed. You wanted us to get it running. We ran it, but we're now giving you a report that's saying you got all these other issues too.
Can I tell a cute little story about a John Deere?
I'll comment on Wayne's comment. So what people do is they come to your shop and they want to make the price. They want to tell you what to fix for what price. And then because they're too cheap to fix everything, when they take it back, it's going to break down. But in front of their friends, they're not going to tell them that it's not running right because they were too cheap to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
it's just the way people are.
Yeah. I just hate when a customer picks it up, he uses it for a day or two, and something else that it was previously wrong with it that he didn't say anything about. Well, didn't you notice that, or didn't you? No, I noticed what you told me to fix.
So here's what I do when a piece of equipment comes in the shop. I ask them if they want it serviced or not. I ask them yes or no, and I write it on the tag. Because what they do, if you don't ask them if they want it serviced, then you do it. Oil, grease, sparkles. If you don't ask them, they'll come back and say, I didn't tell you to do that, which is fair. But if you don't do it, they'll say, well, why didn't you do it?
Yeah.
So I say, do you want it done? Yes or no? And I write it down. Then when they came back and they come back and they say, well, did you change the oil? Did you do this? No, you didn't want it.
Yeah, the big thing here is the overhead valve setting the lash. Like it's the hour meter, if it's got one, says it's time to set the valves. Do you want us to set the valves or not? No,
They
no,
don't want it.
leave it alone. And then 2 weeks later, they can't get it to start, and they say, I can't get it to start. And we said, well, it's likely the valves are out of whack now. Like they were likely out of whack when we got it, but the thing was firing up. They weren't that far out.
And then they'll complain that you sold them a new battery and it's still won't start.
Yeah, see, a lot of people think service means everything.
Yeah.
Got to break it down for them.
No.
Yeah, Henry's right. So they think a service is a warranty. It's not a warranty.
No.
It's not a warranty.
And people think a tune-up is something different than what a tune-up is.
Right.
If it comes in running, it might need a tune-up. But if it's not running, it means more than a tune-up.
Exactly.
Well, I hate when the guys come back 3 months later after they beat the hell out of it and it's not running right. Yeah, well, you're beating the hell out of it. Oh, isn't there a warranty? And you're like, what?
Hey, I got some good news. My
You
wife,
guys have heard the spark plug thing. You know, it's just the spark plug.
Yeah.
It's just
torch.
the spark plug, guys.
What's that good news, Bruce?
Well, my wife was on Marketplace yesterday, and she found a Quantum Sears Platinum bag lawnmower for free.
Oh,
Yeah, so we zoomed over there and got it, and I brought it home, and all it was a brake cable had seized, and I just put a tie wrap on the brake button or the brake lever, and then fired it up.
yeah, we get nothing for free
A
here.
quantum.
Yeah.
Actually, I like the concepts. They're the
I
best.
do too, and it was I've really gotten more.
I think
respect
best
for the,
engine made was the Quantum.
I got more respect for the auto choke quantums. If they work pretty darn good, almost less fuss than the primer button.
I still like my old Kohler Case series cast iron.
Yeah, you do.
You got one of those.
I got about 15 of them. Yeah.
I just gave one away.
Yeah, I used to collect the old International Harvester Cup Cadets, and I got 3 left. And I used to write technical articles. You've seen the Lawn and Garden Tractor magazine?
I may have.
Yeah, I was the technical writer when it first started out. I did
really?
technical articles for about a year or two, and then my daughter got sick, and I stopped doing it. And I actually emailed the guy Brandon who runs it. I said, "Hey, you're really not doing technical articles. You want me to write some more articles?" Because you got paid a little bit for doing it and all that. But it was cool because it was lawn and garden tractors. Because people don't realize most of the stuff you see riding around are lawn tractors. All right, to be a true lawn and garden tractor, it's got a real axle in the back. You've got lug nuts or studs, and you have PTO driven implements.
Right, 3-point hitch.
So people just say, "Oh, I got a lawn and garden tractor." No, you don't. You got a lawnmower.
Riding mower.
We get into arguments. Especially I was the International Harvester Cup Cadet. We have our own website. Then you get the John Deere boys. Oh my God, it was like the North and South. Oh my God, you get the people that bleed green and the people that bleed IH red and yellow, and it's like, oh my gosh.
So here's one thing in Canada where we get gouged. For all the parts for the small engine repair.
For which? You're breaking up a bit.
The small engine parts in Canada are expensive compared to the US.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, yep.
Nuts. Like, totally. Like the Honda carburetors for the push mowers.
Yeah, here they're about $20.
I know. Yeah, here they're like retail. If you pay retail, $60-$70.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how about a crankshaft? Honda years ago, when China started dumping all their engines, their Chinesium stuff, Honda dropped their prices like 70%. I used to pay like $1.25 for a crankshaft. Now they're $38.
Really?
For like a 160. Yeah, $38. I can get a crankshaft.
Not here. I did a crankshaft on a new lawnmower, a new Honda lawnmower that's made in China. They've got really soft crankshafts.
Mm-hmm.
That crankshaft was over $200 from Honda.
Whoa.
Yeah. Wow.
They're really soft. The new Honda mowers, like from the dealer, the new style ones, crankshafts are really soft.
Is that like the 217s, Don?
Was the 190, was it the 190 engine, the 200 engine, those ones, the new ones?
The 190 GC.
Yeah.
Do those have a timing belt? Are those belt driven?
Yep.
Yeah, some are. But I'm talking the new ones within the last 5 years. Some of the crankshafts are extremely.
Oh, really? What are they picking up or just wearing out?
They're just soft metal. Like if the customer hits, some rock or something, it'll just totally bend out of shape. Whereas in the past, you could often just break the adapter, but now the whole shaft bends.
Right. And that's why they're popping the top seal all the time too, because that shaft is wobbling around.
Yeah. I've seen that on the new Kohlers too. Those 6.75 and the cranks, they bend a lot easier.
Yeah, because they're longer.
Right. There's more leverage on the shaft.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the control cable that my customer needed for the Toro personal pace. Call the dealership up and it's $108 plus the 13% tax for a control cable.
Well, look at the Lawn Boy video I did. That one Lawn Boy, they wanted $82 for the cable. And I wish I had talked to you, Wayne, because you were talking to me about that standard. What's that Sten's number?
Yeah, the 29713, I think it is.
Generic.
It's an AYP cable. Just drill a hole in the handle, and it might be too long and look ugly, but it'll get the job done.
Yeah.
And it used to be 14, and now it's $20.
That personal pace is the one with the handle that goes in and out.
Yeah,
with the belt crank. Yeah, but they changed that. It used to have the plastic belt crank, and those used to snap, so they changed it to a metal belt crank. But I love the people that don't know how to adjust them, and you start the mower up and the thing takes off on you. Those Toros. I had one guy, and then I had another guy the other way around where he tried to adjust it. He went the wrong way, and he's going up his grass, and he lets go. The thing almost ran him over because he had the thing misadjusted the other way. So I don't know. I get it, so that when you maybe an eighth of an inch of play in the cable where you got to go back maybe an inch and a half before it grabs on the bail. I think Toro has a spec like an inch or inch and a half of engagement or something. I don't know.
Now what we do on those is we'll put a piece of, you've seen the Velcro little connectors, you can loop it through.
Yeah.
And it's Velcro. We'll hook them up for the customer so that he can put the bail handle down and hold the steel handle down below when he starts it. And then whenever they want, then they can undo it if they want to hold that bail handle down or not. That way they're not pushing and the machine's in drive when they're trying to start it.
Yeah. I still like the rear drive versus the front drive.
Me too.
The only thing though with the rear drive, when that grass bag gets full, it'll start pulling hole shots at me.
Yeah.
Especially if it's wet out, I keep telling people, cut your grass when it's dry, But
I don't mind. Either way has their positives, right?
Oh yeah. But the front, I took a bicycle BMX tire, cut it apart and just screwed it onto my mother's front wheels on her Honda, and that thing rips, and it works.
Yeah, it works good.
What I like about the front wheel drive is when you turn it around, you just push down on the
that's true.
bar.
Yep. But I know on some of the rear drive, it's actually a differential, so you can actually make the turns.
Yeah. Actual spider.
Are you guys seeing a lot of electric equipment?
Well, they came in strong. Now it seems like it's slowing down.
The box stores are getting really hot and heavy. You only see a 10-foot section of gas stuff and 80 feet of electric now.
A lot of people buying Ryobi instead of Makita.
I think Ryobi's like taking over that crap. I mean, with all the
everybody's buying
different things. Yeah.
My rich friends are buying Makitas and my poor friends are buying Ryobis.
Well, our good friend James Condon, right? He bought a couple Ryobis, and all of a sudden now I look, I go, Jim, his whole garage is Ryobi now. They got like
batteries,
fans, garage door openers. I mean,
you bought a Ryobi drill, and now you got 15 pieces of Ryobi electrics.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's even lawn tractors. Can you imagine the lawn tractors that are battery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if our trailer will handle that much weight.
Are they heavy?
The batteries weigh so much.
Yeah.
Oh, an engine does.
Well, I like the comment I heard on I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Donald Trump or somebody, But he said if you put electric transport trucks out on the highways, they got to condemn all the bridges and build brand new bridges because they won't be able to handle the weight of the batteries. And you think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Like the batteries weigh so much. Imagine if all the cars going over a bridge were all battery operated, the increased weight, would those bridges fall apart? I think they would.
Mm.
Well, my whole neighborhood.
Well, the safety of the batteries. I had a customer. His house literally burned to the ground. He had a name brand, like chainsaw, battery operated.
Oh,
but
really?
he didn't have the factory charger. He bought a Chinesium charger. Once you do that, all bets are off.
Right.
The Chinesium one didn't have the protection and auto shut off,
Yeah.
and it melted.
Temperature shut off.
Burnt his house down. Yep.
I don't charge any batteries without being there.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
my
I think-
power tools, like even my Milwaukee stuff,
Mhm.
Yep.
I only charge them in the shop if I'm in the shop.
You using the 18 volt on or 20 volts?
18.
Yeah, I love my 18s. I got tons of those.
I got a whole bunch of, and I buy multiple. I buy multiples of the same tool sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just so that I have extra. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Have
nice
you
to
ever-
have.
have you ever
No,
burned
Don, it's
anything
nice to
out,
have a 10 millimeter, a 3/8, and a 7/16,
Yeah,
and you don't have to fart around.
Yeah. Or Hank, you have 7 of everyone.
Yeah, well.
That's another story.
The 1/4-inch impacts, I've got 2 or 3, and I've got one with the T27 force bit, and then the other ones with the 10 millimeter 3/8 socket.
Yeah, you never have to take it off.
Exactly. And then I buy them when you get an extra battery with the tool. Then I get extra batteries and stuff like that. But the Milwaukee's been awesome. I've got tools here that I've had for 15 years.
You know what's
Yeah, I
getting
think-
popular here, though? The Harbor Freight brand, was it Hercules? I think it's blue. They're getting really popular here. I saw. I like watching Watch Wes work. I love watching his videos.
Uh-huh.
And he's using the Hercules on for
really?
the long 3/8 ratchet. He uses a Hercules, and I tell you, he's had good luck with it because
Is
You
that,
guys a tool that I have.
is that Princess Auto, Don?
So this one here,
Yeah. Good tool. Jake bought that.
like
yeah.
this, man, sometimes I can go in between the tractor and the deck
Yeah.
Yeah.
without taking the deck off, man. This thing's powerful.
What is that, Don? 12 volt? What is that?
This is M12. It's the fuel. I always
Oh yeah, it's fuel. Yep.
Yeah. That one's a great tool.
Nice.
This is amazing, man. If you want to make your life easier, get this.
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing though, I like the extended reach, like 3/8 and 1/4-inch ones, so you can get in on snow blowers on the side when you're taking off the pan screws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You only got about an inch and a quarter. You don't have much room.
Yeah. The ratchet wrenches work for that too.
Oh yeah. Well, I would say our friend Bob, Double Wide 6, he showed me a Chinesium one he got one time. It was on sale for like $50. I'm like, you know what? Let me buy that. So I bought it. I love it. It's cheap. It's got 2 batteries. It's 3/8 drive, but it's so thin I can get it inside snowblowers between the
That's
wheels.
the
Right?
Yeah.
Sheet bolts.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to turning in my
I like that,
Oh,
Don.
those are nice. Yeah, stubby. Oh, is that the one with the special tip with the what's that got on it down on the tip? Isn't it a special ratchet or something?
that the one that's got 4 settings? Got an infinity setting on it, Donnie? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That breaks off just about every blade nut that we've had to do. Rare
Really?
that we've had to use the induction gun.
Little,
I usually take my 1/2 incher and just buzz them off.
the 3/8. This is a good one to have.
Have you ever burnt one out, Don?
I burned out a drill,
Oh, okay.
but the drill was about 15 years old.
Mm. Do you still use any corded stuff?
Not too often.
I think the only thing I have corded, I have one angle grinder I like because it's very
Yeah.
heavy horsepower.
I got
I've got a lot. I've got 2 cordless Milwaukee grinders.
Mhm.
But mostly when I use the grinder, it's always corded. The want that extra power.
So
Do
I
you
have
use
one.
those at all for blades, or do you actually have a blade grinder when you're doing mower?
I'll make a video how I sharpen my blades, but all I use is an angle grinder with a flat disc.
Yeah.
You don't have those fancy dancy what is it?
No.
Those 4-bar linkages that keep it
No,
aligned.
I find it too hard with that to do the the mulching, whereas with the angle
The
grinder,
mulching.
on
Yep. Yeah, I just use my flap disc, and I just.
Now here's the big question, Donnie. Does Donnie put a sharp edge on, or does he blunt the edge on?
Oh, we had
I
a big
know.
discussion on
Here's
that.
just the big one.
edge.
Brand new blades always have a little bit of a land on the end. They're not knife sharp,
So what do you do, Don?
What do you got for a flapper?
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
a 60.
That's the purple
Oh,
one,
see,
right?
see, 3M. No, those aren't cheap though. The 3Ms are a
No,
little
they're not. But you know what? I got these on Amazon before they realized that they were selling them too cheap.
Yeah.
I bought like 50 of them. Now they're double the price.
They last a long time. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my nice bench grinder stand, and I do use that for blades.
Yeah. So when they talk about a lawnmower blade being sharp, it does not have to be razor sharp.
Yeah. Hey, Don, I know I use the 1/3 rule. If it gets more than 1/3 the depth on an angle, I throw it out. Because I guess some guys, they bring me blades. You've seen them where they're on like hard pan and dirt. The back end of the blade's like not even there. It's like all disintegrated.
Well, you know what I did a lot here? You know what? I'm going to go get a blade in the shop, and I'm going to show you what the customers complain about. And
I should have a wall of shame with the blades they bring into me.
I've got 3 on the wall.
Yeah.
I won't put them on, Kenny. If
No,
they're no good,
definitely
if they're
not.
unsafe, I
kill somebody.
tell the
Hey,
customer he's getting his machine back without the blade on it.
My funniest story is when the customer let his brother borrow the mower to cut his grass, and he ran over a stump.
So a lot of people
Good.
buy blades. They come buy blades, and you see a new
One
blade,
moment.
razor sharp.
Yeah, there's a land on it. There's like
Yeah.
a millimeter, a little less than a millimeter land
Yeah.
on it.
So what people get me to do sometimes is to run my flat disc on it to make it sharp. But
Yeah.
I just do it because
Well, they want to see the shiny and the sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
Hey, after one lawn cut, it don't look like that anymore.
Exactly. Because I did a tour of the Oregon factory in Guelph. I don't know.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
No.
The blunt factory in Guelph. And they say you don't have to sharpen a blade. This is an Oregon blade. So
Yeah.
even Oregon's telling me you don't have to have it sharp like a razor. But
Nope.
when I sharpen blades, I make them sharp because sometimes people call me if they're not sharp and they'll, can you make
Yeah.
They're not a knife. You're not cutting steak.
them
Well, a guy just put a video up on YouTube.
they'll
And
get round just like when they're new like this.
Yeah, you won't cut your finger on a new one.
yeah, guy just put a video up on YouTube showing the blades of grass with a blade that had the blunt edge on it, like a brand new, and then one that had the sharpened edge on it. And the sharpened edge naturally is cutting it nice and fine, and the other one is still doing a tear on it.
Yeah.
So, like, I've got one customer here that just had his whole yard sodded, and it has to be sharp, and you should see his lawn. And he keeps bringing me a blade. He brings one for sharpening, and he puts a new blade on twice a year. And I got to give the guy credit. His lawn looks like $1 million.
But you must be sharpening blades every week. Okay,
Twice a year I do his blades.
Oh, okay. I thought he'd be coming to every 2
No, he
weeks.
brings me a spare blade, and I get the spare blade, and then I'll either drop it off at his house or he'll come pick it up whenever he needs it.
Well, one thing too is you get the blades that are like on the Skags and the big ones. They're so thick they'll hold the edge.
Yeah.
You know.
They're a harder metal than like this.
Yeah.
Way harder metal on them.
Yeah, I got 3 sets I change out according, through the year, I got 3 sets. Then in the winter, I'll sharpen all 3 sets. I get 3 blades on each time, on the John Deere 48,
But
Now, here's another issue.
the big machine, the metal is much harder on the blades.
How many of you guys have gotten riding mowers in where the customer has said, I want you to put on those gator blades, the ones with the,
with
the
with
raked
the
blades?
shreds. Yeah, with the shreds.
And you say to them, these blades are made if you've got heavy duty spindles on. So if I put these on and your spindles aren't rated for this weight of a blade and your spindle gets damaged, don't blame me. I'll put them on for you. But those blades are not made for a cheaper spindle.
Well, how about going on the old cheap John Deeres with non-greasable spindles? Then they get real loud and they're wondering, oh, why are they so loud?
They need to take the seals off the bearings so the grease can get properly in the bearings. Spindles.
Well, the one guy brought a John Deere in and he wanted his spindles all greased. And I said, you really want to pay for all the grease I'm going to put into these spindles? And he said, why? I said, you know how much grease has to go in? These things have likely never been greased. It's all one big void in there, and it's going to do absolutely nothing, like a little bit of the grease.
But Wayne, you know what I did on a few of those? I actually took pipe insulation, like for heating pipe.
Yeah.
And I cut a piece. I greased the bearing, put about a quarter inch of grease, put a piece of that insulation in to make up the distance, and then put the grease on top.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, just to take up the volume without having something clanking around,
If I bought a new machine, I would take the spindles apart, take the seals off.
Oh, yeah.
Load it up with grease.
But remember, even with the seals on, the grease does get in there.
Yeah, some does.
Yeah. And you don't want too much grease in there.
Well, no, I worked in the bearing industry. I worked in the bearing industry designing ball bearings and stuff for about 15 years. Most ball bearings are only supposed to have about 20 to 25% grease. So if you see that big circle, people, 25%, it'll get in there, and that's all you need. Because too much is not good. It'll start skidding, and it won't roll correctly. Yeah.
But I think too, they're using a lot of cheap bearings nowadays.
Well, the thing is, when I buy bearings, you got ABEC 1 through ABEC 9, depending on the classification. And usually you buy a class 3, you're good to go. I mean, class 3 bearings are good. You're not going to buy, cheapo, class
But I mean,
4.
even the spindles you buy now, it's all made in China. Two
bearings. Spindles on Amazon, $30. How are they making it?
Yeah. The bearings are cheaper.
What I really hate about those, Don, is you buy those cheap spindles and they give you the self-tapping screws and snap. Just trying to
I tap.
Yep.
I'll tap the spindles before I do that
all the time. Yep. Well, just like today, I was putting on a intake on a Briggs Intech V-twin, the plastic intake for the Nicky 2-barrel. I don't know what the heck kind of this purple Loctite that Briggs uses on those Torx-headed screws. If you don't clean those screws off good, they're going to just strip out that hole the minute you try to
they can break in there. Yeah, I know the ones.
That's what it was. My impact gun, and it stopped. I go, wait a minute. Yeah. So reverse, it wouldn't move. So I take a wrench, and it started getting tighter as I'm loosening it. I'm like, oh, crap. So I heated it up and got it out, and then I ran a tap and a die and all that.
That happened. Those intake bolts, you got to be careful with.
Oh, pain in the butt.
Very careful.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's the threads, too. They're just extremely tight, those intake bolts.
But that purple Loctite they use, it's like a rock.
Jake just worked on a machine. Whoever worked on it before, I guess, didn't realize red Loctite, you have to heat to get off. The guy had everything red Loctited. Jake, you should have heard.
I got to go again, guys.
A little bit of vulgarity going on out there in the driveway with him trying to get this thing apart.
I had a customer with a Kohler K series and a John Deere 140. He put red Loctite on the flywheel taper on the crankshaft.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah. I had my puller on there. When I tell you the noise it made, my half-inch impact, boom. I was, whoa, it sounded like a shot. And I look and I go, there's freaking Loctite on it. Oh, I didn't want it to come off. You got to keep it.
Guys, I'm going to have to get going.
All right, Donnie, I appreciate it.
It was nice. Yeah, Wayne got me onto your live stream. So.
Oh, yeah. No, we definitely appreciate it.
Again, something.
Say hi to your wife and God bless.
You want to shoot the bull.
Nice seeing you guys, and
Take care.
we can have some questions next
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, hey, whenever you want to come on, we're here every time, 2:00 every Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
All right, Don. Take care.
Okay, Don. Thanks
Take
for
care,
coming
Donnie.
out.
We'll talk again.
All right. Oh, that was
Hey,
nice.
that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, well, thanks, Wayne. I
I'm
appreciate it.
glad he was able to make it.
Oh, he made a whole hour too. He was on the whole hour.
Yeah. Well, he's taking care of his wife too, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Plus running the business, like the guy, I got to give that guy credit, man. He's one
Oh, yeah.
hell of a person.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it was good. It's the first time we've had him on, I believe.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't do a lot of live streams.
No. And like I said, I'm not going to advertise it. Oh, featuring that. Nah, yeah, it was what it was. If people tune in, they tune in. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. And the ones that didn't tune in, they missed out.
Yeah, that's all. GW was a Honda. Yeah, I love Kawasaki, and they're expensive, but I like them.
Dave out there. Dave, were you surprised to see Donnie Boy? Looks like it, eh?
Yeah.
It says Donnie Boy 73. Should have had a big exclamation mark there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Steve didn't show up.
Yeah.
He definitely would have come up. But anyway, I saw Mick a little bit.
GWN Kawasaki was I don't know if it still is, was one of the best engines made.
Yeah, quiet too. I like Kawasaki.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Excellent engine.
Yeah, except the McCuney carburetor. Oh my God, the money. Oh.
Yeah. Any one of our customers that comes and says, I got to get something new, we recommend they get it. And if they can get it with a Kawasaki on it, buy it with the Kawasaki, spend the extra $150 or $200.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, our friend in the UK is looking for a flywheel, and he says that they get in the UK over $200 and something for a flywheel.
Yeah.
For a Kawasaki?
Yeah.
For a V twin, yeah. But even here, any Kawasaki part is not cheap here. Too
Yeah,
bad.
I
I'm
know.
surprised you can't buy the magnets. You know?
Separate? No. They
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. I'm surprised.
Yeah, but the magnets, when they'd still be stuck to the inside of the flywheel.
Yeah,
But I'm
we-
just wondering if somebody offers them separate and chisel them out and put them north to south and reglue. I've glued them in on Kohler flywheels before. I've never done it on a Cowie.
Yeah, I've glued them in and haven't heard
Hey,
that.
is that aluminum, Hank, or cast iron? That flywheel?
No, it's cast iron. Yeah.
Iron, okay.
Yeah.
Because he was saying too, the stator had a little bit of a mark in it too.
Well, he destroyed one of the magnets.
Yeah. I had to buy a Briggs aluminum flywheel one time for a Craftsman tractor, and they wanted a good maybe $120 just for the flywheel.
Yeah.
And then you don't know, did it do anything to the stator? Is it going to charge after you replace it? Because a lot of times, if it's not charging at all, I'll replace the stator and the flywheel just in case, just to be sure.
I had stators for sale once, not even one single bite. I said the whole bunch of them for a certain price, not even one bite. Nobody needs stators.
And but when they need one, wait till they see what they got to pay for it. Eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's same with starters, starters, you ask, $20 for them, and 20 bucks. What are you kidding me? I could get them brand new, cheaper.
Yeah.
Go get them.
Yeah, those small 30-inch riders that MTD makes. There's quite a few of them that we've got in here that stator's gone. It's not recharging the battery. So most of the people are just putting a trickle charger to keep it charged up. But we had the one lady that wanted it fixed, and I think it was $350.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like Donnie was saying, your price in Canada a lot higher than what we pay.
Oh,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now, why is that? Is that because they tax you? Or
It's probably duty. Yeah, they probably charge a lot more tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just the duty charge is just our 13% that we pay over here.
Oh, so what is shipping cost?
I don't know. It's got to be shipping. We got the carbon tax over here, man. Like it's going to save the planet. Let's charge more tax. I think what the heck is? Well, think about it. Our alcohol tax, I think now is above 50% of the price of the alcohol.
Wow. That's like us with gasoline. It's more for the tax than us with gasoline.
Yeah, our gas is taxed through the roof too.
Yeah, I was telling Hank, just got my electric bill. $458.
Yep.
Wow.
Mine was $345.
Because the central air, it was a warm month. The central air probably adds $300 just to my.
And for all the Canadians out there that are listening, just add another 38 or 40% on top of that in Canadian dollars. Like, I think our hydro bills are only, I'd have to ask the wife, but I'll bet you they're under $200.
Well,
and I'm running.
Normally I'm about 100, 150, but like I said, in the summer, forget it.
So take that 200 and take off the 38 to 40% on what you guys would be paying over here.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. $95 with AC. I don't think I've ever had a 95. My cheapest electric bill, I think, is about $1.50.
95.
Yeah, where's he live?
He's got his own hydro generation station. That's
here we have a town up north toward Hank called Wallingford, and they generate their own electricity, so it's a lot cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, Delaware, the same thing. They make their own electricity, so they belong to a co-op. Yeah.
Well, I got Niagara Falls right next to me that generates all the power you need, and we charge more for it to the Canadians and the Canadian companies, and all the excess gets shipped over to Buffalo, to New York State, at like half the price because it's excess.
Yeah.
500 square feet, his house.
I was going to say, that's half. I get about 1,000 in my house.
It's like the oil we send to the States, Wayne.
Yeah.
We pay more for it here than they get it for.
Yeah, but we end up shipping that oil overseas.
Yeah.
You do.
And buying it back. Yeah.
Well, and pardon me, I'm chewing my muffle.
They go out 3 miles, turn around, come back. It's imported oil.
Yep, that's it.
Well, when that pipeline got shut down in 2020, when Joe got in there, that stopped 500,000 barrels a day going into the U.S.
Yeah.
500,000 barrels a day that would have went. Imagine your gas bills wouldn't have been as high as they are.
So the reason why because I've done a lot of reading on this, and one of the reasons why America has to export so much oil is because quite a bit of the oil that you make in the States isn't refinable with what you have there. So they buy oil from us, and then they sell a lot of the oil that they can't refine in the States out. But net, you guys are energy equivalent. So it's very, very smart, actually. What you're doing down there is very, very smart. Doesn't always seem like it, right?
But the burning of the flags in the United States of America yesterday, or the day before yesterday, totally disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
What went on. Terrible.
It doesn't matter what side you're on if you're going to.
Yeah, but you know what they were doing too, though? A lot of that was because of the Israeli guy visited.
Still, you shouldn't.
Yeah. But because of free speech, it's not against the law, but something should be done. I don't think it's right.
No. Nope.
Like my buddy that worked for me at the Ford shop, he was in the military, and I told him, I got a tattered flag. What do I do with it? And he said, you burn it. Don't throw it in the garbage. And I said, what do you mean?
That's how you get.
Yeah.
But but I'm saying setting it on display on fire.
He said, with respect.
Oh, yeah.
You can have your own ceremony. You give respect to the flag, and you burn it, but do not throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, around here, the what is it? The VF, the veterans, where the veterans hang out.
Yeah, the American Legions.
Yeah, they'll take your flag if it's tattered, and they'll dispose of it properly.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think they have a ceremony where they take all those flags in, and on your July the 4th, I think that's the day that they burn them all in respect to the flag.
So I missed it, but Donnie Boy left. But it's nice to see him, man. That was great.
He spent a whole hour with us. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad he did. So thanks again for that, Wayne. That was good.
Canadian.
What's up? I don't care what they say about you.
I love that one.
Yeah, he's up where I used to go fishing with my dad when I was a young kid. I think he's from Gravenhurst.
Okay. Yeah, he says he's about 4 hours from you?
Yeah, about 4 hour drive. Yeah, maybe I'll talk to the old girl about taking a trip one day, making a call to him, say we might drop in and see him, and see if we could go and get a room someplace and just relax.
Have a little weekend.
I love the North Country.
Mhm.
Yeah, me and Hank got to take a ride up your way, Wayne, for a day or so and get some good, nice fish and seafood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not that far from me. I think you're only about 3 hours from me, Wayne. I think.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Buffalo, 3, 4, 5 hours maybe.
Is it that much?
Yeah.
I had it on
Buffalo sure has some wild weather, eh?
Yeah, wintertime actually. Yeah.
I'm guessing 6 hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it depends on your heavy foot.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like,
Hey,
it's like from here to Grand Prairie is 6 hours.
Mhm.
North.
Southern Ontario. I was
Way
watching.
down southern Ontario. That's where I am. I'm in Port Colborne. That's southern
You can't go much
Ontario. You
further
can't
south
get
than
any
you.
more south than me.
Except maybe Windsor and Point Pelee.
I was
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
now we're going more southern
Southwestern.
west. Yeah.
Southwestern and southeastern Ontario.
I was watching a guy yesterday. He just over the border. What is it? Where do they go kayaking up there? Right over the border.
Everywhere.
New Brunswick, is that right, or somewhere up that way, or?
Could be.
Well, New Brunswick's the east coast.
Yeah, there's like waterways, inlet waterways. We do a lot of kayaking and stuff over there. But it's funny. He went into a auditorium, was having like a car show or something, and in the auditorium, this huge Tim Hortons, like this big. What are they? Are they taking over in the Canada or what?
Tim's all over the place.
They've been
It's like
around.
Dunkin'
There's one,
Donuts here, right?
even if you have a town of 2,000 people, there's going to be a Tim Hortons somewhere.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
but
Well-
is it Tim Hortons known for the coffee, or they do donuts too, right?
Coffee,
You know what?
donuts.
It all fell apart when they started serving food because you just can't pop in and get a quick coffee
Oh,
anymore.
it used to be just coffee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Coffee
We
and
had one.
donuts.
We had one here in Plainville that took over a bank, and then all of a sudden they disappeared, and now the bank Netter
Yeah,
Bank took
yeah.
over the building. It's like it didn't generate enough business.
No,
Dunkin' Donuts is the big thing here.
I think Starbucks was taking over in the States.
You
Yeah,
mean $5?
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know, don't you have,
you got to
you
take out
got
a mortgage.
Dunkin' Donuts too, right? Dunkin' Donuts
Yeah.
is taking the
Oh, yeah.
States?
Well, Dunkin' was started here, like in our area, like Massachusetts, Connecticut. Yeah. My wife drinks 3 of those a day. I told her, I said, you might as well buy stock for all your spending.
well, yeah. I mean, shit, I could buy stock for a big company with the amount of money they charge for coffee.
Well, my wife will spend $10 to $12 each day at
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts every single day.
I used to
Wow.
buy 5 times a
That's
day.
$4,000 a year. That's
And I
$4,000
could
a
have bought
year.
a truck with car paint
Yeah,
with every month.
correct.
Well, look at the people that smoke now. What's a pack of cigarettes? $12, $20?
12, yeah. something.
$20 over here.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think it's $20 a pack.
no
I think
idea.
my buddy, he still smokes, said it's around $20.
I just
That's
know it's
crazy.
$10,000 a year to smoke. And if your wife smokes, that's another 10. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
if you stop in at Tim Hortons twice a day, that's another 10.
Yeah,
And all
Start
you gotta
adding it
do is
up.
get a thermos, quit smoking, and you'll save $15,000 to $25,000 a year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But do it.
yeah. Somebody says I'm having a hard time making my mortgage payments. I said, how many times you going to Tim Hortons? How many times you eating out?
Well, look at like McDonald's or something like that, Burger King. I don't think there's a meal you can buy now there under $10, $12.
I
Yeah.
know.
McDonald's though just came out with last month $5 meals where you actually get a burger, a drink, and
They're
a
advertising that here too.
and it's going ape shit. The stock went up. They're going. I don't know if they're making money, but it's working for them. Because I used to like going in the dollar menu. You get a double cheese for like $1. I was like, what?
Yeah.
You get 1 or 2 of those and a Coke. There you go. You're good for the day.
Well, since I've retired, I'm not going anywhere very much.
Yep.
You wouldn't believe how much money is spent in all areas, like fuel and Timmy's.
Yeah.
And, just, oh, geez, I need to do this. And you go to Canadian Tire for a can of spray paint, and pretty soon you're walking out with a big bag of stuff. Or
Yeah.
no bag anymore. You got to bring your own bag.
Yeah.
And you come out to your truck, and it's $187, and
Sure.
you still haven't bought fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went into my dealer today. I bought a battery for this tractor. I'm working on battery, 2 plugs, oil filter, and 2 quarts of oil, and it was like almost $100.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
How many lawnmower repairs you got to do to make that money?
Well, this one here, this lawnmower sat for about 4 years, an LA 135 Deer rider, nice rider, Intech V twin. It had my favorite Nicky twin carburetor, which I can't stand, with those stupid little teeny pinholes that if you don't clean them, it won't run right. It'll run on like one cylinder. But what I made the mistake was I took out the plastic stanchion that holds the two jets, and there's like a 4-leaf clover rubber gasket underneath it. I made the mistake of spraying it with carb cleaner.
Oh,
yeah. So it expanded. It didn't want to go back in. So I ended up putting it in the sun for like a half hour. It shrunk.
You were smarter than you look.
Because I don't have any of those gaskets. If I couldn't get it back in, he wasn't getting his tractor back. And I was like, oh.
Usually they're flattened, like they're really flat.
This one's actually it's molded, it's round, but it looks like a 4-leaf clover with two small and two big ones.
Yeah,
I'm glad I haven't seen one.
But it fits into the white recess of the emulsion tube. But it just didn't fit in. I'm like, son of a gun.
Well, like I had said earlier to Bruce, the Tecumseh bowl gaskets.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got they coming in Tecumseh packages. I get the ones from Sten's, the aftermarket ones. It don't matter. I put it on, and if I got to take it off, it expands on its own. No carb cleaner, no nothing. It just loses its shape. So, like, I make sure that this thing is going to be running fine, no problem. But now I just got a Tecumseh out there that I did after I did it. 3 primes, it fired first pull. Now it's not firing.
It's that bowl. It's the gasket.
Well, you go to prime it, it won't fill up with air in there because the bowl gasket's not
right.
sealing properly.
Yeah.
And another engine might run just great because you don't have to have the pressure inside the bowl.
All right, Hank, take over. I got to go get a cup of coffee. I'll be back.
Go get one. Yeah.
So I do so many Tecumsehs now. I just kind of get a feeling, you put it together and it's like.
The gasket that Ken was talking about, that's a separate gasket you got to buy if you're buying a gasket set.
Really?
In that set,
Yeah. I have not seen one of those. I'm good. I'm lucky.
Yeah. But usually when you take them apart, they're flat. I mean, they're supposed to be round. Rounded. 2 little holes, 2 big holes. But when you take them apart, they're flat, and you say, what the heck's this? They don't have any more sealing surface, let's say. Yeah. But yeah, you got to clean all those holes out.
I'm slowing down around here, guys.
Slowing down because you're 68, or slowing down because you just want to slow down?
Both.
Yeah. See,
I'm not doing as much customer driven stuff.
Yeah. See, me, I love doing it, Bruce. It just keeps me going.
Me too. But I'm not driving, for a little guy all by himself in a garage. I used to push it 5 machines a day, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I just do it. Comes in now.
Well, my problem the last 5 weeks was I put an air conditioner in the window for the house, and all of a sudden, from my neck, my arms, and my hands, they're locking up.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even make a fist,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I went to the doctors, and they gave me 2 shots. They gave me a steroid countdown medicine and another muscle relaxant medicine. And now I could finally squeeze,
I understand.
Hey, you gotta get to do that heavy lifting shit. No more heavy lifting.
No, can't do it. I had to have the wife help me put the water bottle into the container that dispenses water.
Yeah.
I couldn't even lift that and put it in there.
We don't have that here, but in Mexico, I let the guy who delivers the water do it, and I give him a tip.
Yeah. It's terrible when, even if you go to the bathroom, you got to wipe yourself. What do you do when your hands don't work?
Yeah.
Don't forget, we got lots of guys watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I ain't helping.
All right. Well, a friend of mine came over to get one of those big 30-inch snow blowers, big one, a 357cc. And I had my lift. and I got it started. I backed it onto my lift with a ramp, and then I jacked it up so we could get it onto his truck.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing at the other end. I had nothing to do with it. I was very lucky to have my lift.
Yeah.
I will not. I can take about 50, 60 pounds now, and that's it.
Yeah, you don't know how much muscle mass you lose as you get older, you know?
Yeah.
You still think you could pick it up.
Yeah.
You do it. You used to do it all the time. 1 year later,
I know. It's been this year for me, guys. Last year I was an older, younger guy, and now I'm a older guy.
Well, you're still younger than me and Hank.
yeah. So you still got a ways to go there.
I realize that, and you guys have been a big help to me too.
Yeah, I just did your bin thing. You know how you got stuff stored outside in your bins?
Yeah, I don't like the way the water sits in the lid, but that's a small thing.
Well, mine, I got an overhang off the shop that goes out quite a ways. So they got dirty on the top, but no water or anything. But you know, it didn't look good if the wife wants to go and sit on a patio. So I just did two custom shelves for them. I got them in my back shed. Man, oh man, I'm happy. That was my job for this week, to get them off the patio and onto these shelves.
Yeah.
So I have one for, like, you don't want to store this stuff inside because inside's really expensive, right?
Yeah.
So I got one for blades, one for wheels, and then another one for blade adapters and miscellaneous, and then one for just like miscellaneous, which we all have.
Yeah. Yeah. I have those same black bins that you have under the tarp. I got probably 30 of them, you know, in the shed, you know, lined up. I can't move those things now because when I put them in there, they were full.
Well, you know, I thought about you, Hank, and when I put them out, I labeled what's in them, right? You know, like blades, whatever. And then I wanted to stack them by 3.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't take up a lot of floor. And I put them all on the ground, side by side, flat. Because I knew that in 2 years, or now, even this year, I've had those bins for 2 years, I wouldn't be able to take the top one off without getting a hernia.
Exactly.
That's why I built the shelves, Bruce. Now I just slide them out.
Slide them out.
Yeah.
And the heavy ones on the bottom and the lighter ones as I go up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plastics on top and I got one filled with starter motors.
It's amazing the money that's in there, because I don't have to do an inventory on this. This is like what I call old stock. So you don't have to inventory old stock. And 99% of this, likely 100% of it is off of riders or mowers or snow blowers that we've torn down, that were being scrapped out.
Yeah.
So doesn't 5 Star Small Engine Repair called me and he said, hey, can you get me a gas tank for HRX or HRT 3009, the Honda riding mower? And I texted him back. I said, geez, I had 2 of them and I sold both of them to a guy from Toronto, but I think I kept one of the gas tanks. And I went and I looked. That gas tank is $300. I sold it to him for $80.
Wow. Is that like the 3-gallon one?
Yeah, it's really long white plastic one, weird shaped, got special. Anyways, he came down to pick it up. He says, I can't believe that you had this. And I said, buddy, I don't even know what I got here. I just keep everything. And Jake gives me shit, right? He says, what are you keeping that for? And then I go and I say, here's $80. That's why I kept it.
I got some really nice comments on my last videos because I'm using a lot of old stock because there is no new stock. And I went out and got, I don't know what I got. It was it was just little stuff like levers for a Tecumseh governor.
Yeah.
And the comments are like, oh man, that's so cool that you just go out and get that. Well, it takes a couple of hours, man. It's not like you're just going to go out and get it.
Yeah.
But it's out there.
And then 5 Star calls me yesterday.
Sorry,
he says, what's the chance you've got a 18 horsepower Intech Briggs and Stratton head. And I said, odds of me getting one for you are slim to none. 5 minutes later, the guy that I tell him I'm going to call stops in to see if I've got a sump gasket, which we ordered for him. And I said, listen, you wouldn't happen to have like an 18 horsepower Intech head at your place, would? Because this guy only does riding mowers, and normally they're always Briggs. And he says, he says, I've got one. And I said, well, to buy a new one is $342 complete, but it doesn't come with push rods. He says, yeah, I got it. I'll text you when I get home. He texts me. He's got it. He says, how's $100? I says, $100 is a beauty deal, buddy.
Yeah. Just run it over. If you don't know if it's flat or not, but
I never thought I'd find somebody that had one. Because a lot of these places that got them like stored out in the backyards and that, they won't go and take it off for you. You got to go down there.
Like pick apart.
Yeah. And it might be like a 4 or 5 hour drive to wherever it is to get it.
Yeah.
Brett, you missed it. We had the stars on here before. Present company accepted.
That was great.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said he was 51, but he is.
Well, it's Donnie Boy 73, yeah.
Yeah, 73 is when he started.
Yeah, same age as my sister.
So
after
my fourth video, I sent Donna $20 or something on PayPal or whatever. It's 13 years ago now, right? And just thanking him for everything he did and helped me get started. And he was really nice,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when we were talking, he was telling me, he says, Wayne, he says, I'm out there trying to help everybody, save them some money, save them some time, trying to help them so they can do this kind of repair on their own. And he says, it's amazing on some of the comments that you get. When you get those bad ones.
Yes.
It's like amazing that somebody would even give you a bad comment when all you're doing is trying to help the people.
Oh, yeah.
I've had so many. I have small engine shops slam me for giving out the secrets.
Oh, yeah.
Like the $1 million bolt,
Yeah.
Brett, you missed it, Brett.
Oh, I did. Sorry, I just got home from work.
Oh, we had Donnie Boy on for an hour.
Donnie Boy.
Well,
Oh, the Timu guy.
the original small engine guy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, we got Wayne and Jake are celebrating 100K.
Nice.
He wanted to thank him and have a little conversation, so it worked out well, it did.
Yeah. How you guys been?
Good.
Good.
Hey, I apologize for something from last week.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Oh, when I came in and dozed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am so sorry about that.
No.
It was a long day, and I
we
figured,
didn't
well,
even
I'm going to
notice.
stream this time. I'm going to go out.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
shop.
We didn't even notice. There you go.
yeah, you're in the
Well,
shop.
Well, I figured this time around, to keep that from happening, rather than sit in the recliner and do the stream, I'm going to do it out in the shop.
If you fall
There you
asleep
go.
now, you're going to fall off the stool.
No, because if I fall off the stool, I'm going to crack my head on a Briggs and Stratton motor. Actually, there's one right here. I think I showed this to you.
Oh, that's cute. That's a 6. Oh,
4 horse IC.
ooh. They don't make them like that anymore.
No, and that's got the old pulse jet carburetor with the vacuum operated choke, no primer. Cast iron bore. I'd rebuilt that motor probably 30 years ago. Never used it. Got it running. Drained the gas and oil on it and just put it on a shelf.
What do they call that? Pulsa choke or auto choke?
Pulse jet. Pulse jet.
Pulsa jet, right.
Yeah, the one with the primer they call Pulsa Prime.
Right. Boy, when they work good.
I'll tell you what, when I had this thing running, it was starting first or second pull. I don't know about now because it sat for 30 years, but it was drained of its fluid. So I hope the diaphragm didn't dry out in the carburetor. But I don't want to waste this on a lawnmower because it's not set up for a lawnmower.
No.
It's got the cast iron flywheel. And no
Well,
provision
that would still
for-
work on a lawnmower.
Yeah, it would.
It would make a great little pressure washer engine.
Well, if you want to waste it on a vertical pump pressure
Plus,
washer.
you might not have the input threads for something like that on something that old.
It is a 7/8 shaft.
Okay, yeah, but what about the four input threads to hold the pump?
Well, generally the 4 input threads, those sandwich type, just use the engine bolts. The three bolts. They
the vertical, right.
Yeah, the vertical. Horizontal, no, they got the face plate on it. I forget
with the 8 or 10 mil bolts. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, like my Simpson over there has.
Yeah.
We got a hold of today, and I already got it ready for sale down there. We got our hands on an FS 110 with the bike handles. Steel weed eater.
Okay.
With the bike handles. And it's actually a pretty nice trimmer. It didn't need much. Just cleaned it up, tuned it up, and those things run $460 USA now.
Is that a straight shaft?
Yeah, straight shaft with a bike handle. We threw it out there for $249. Because the answer to it now is the 111, and they're $460.
US, Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, blade capable. It's obviously set up. You can put a blade on it.
What's Hank eating there today? Plum?
I
Out
haven't
of
figured
the
out.
backyard?
Yeah, no, big Y.
I'm using a different device today for the stream. Is my audio any stronger?
Yeah, you're good.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, good. So no Charlie because we're out in the shop. He don't come out.
Oh, not at all, eh?
Well, he ain't going to get sick that way, or he ain't going to get into things. No, but he's actually scared of outside, so I don't let him out. Check this out. This is the best stuff in the world. If you got one of those HRX 217s with the plastic deck, and I throw it on the floor, that stuff. Lucas Slickmist does real good on them.
Gary Clifton got a question there for a 2-stroke trimmer. Says it is trimmer. Yeah, there it is. I'm not the 2-stroke guy.
Crank seals.
But a few could be a crank seal, or is your vent working, your gas cap vent, or if you have a separate vent for that, causing a vacuum plug, it's not grabbing. You crack the gas cap and see if that makes a difference, or if you have an external vent, see if that's
do the easy stuff first.
Yeah. Well, like I said, usually though, if it's after a few minutes, like you said, Bruce, you'll see the RPMs will start to go boo crazy with it.
It'll starve.
Seals.
First thing I do is once I get them running after 30 seconds is I roll them around 360 degrees to see.
Yeah, north, south, east, west. Yeah.
Kind of sounds like one we had in here earlier this week. We had a steel HS56C hedge clipper come in, and it ran good until you tipped it on its side.
Oh, yeah.
And then it would die. Checked the fuel lines and everything was good. Tank vent was good. The guy called the guy and told him, he said, well, just put a new carburetor on it. So we did.
Didn't change.
It did change. Put the new carburetor on, ran it on its side, upside down, every way, which way you could. Didn't miss a lick.
The carb was leaking.
Yeah, either that or the pump side of the pump side of that carburetor probably wasn't working. So when you tipped it, it couldn't pump the fuel over. Changed it out, all was fine. 24-inch 24-inch blade on it.
That is a lawn boy done in the Le Mans Golf Racing Series. Look at the price.
Oh,
Yeah, Gary, check your cap.
Is that a two-smoker lawn boy, Robert?
Yep.
What model?
Let me see if I can bring it back up again. Darn it. I just had it.
That
Let's
was a
see.
commercial unit.
Oh, it's got the orange gas tank on the back of that. That I think was the commercial lawn boys.
Well, this guy, let's see if I can pull some more pictures up. That's all the pictures of it. Somebody spent a lot of money on this thing, repainting it and stuff.
I see guys in the lawn boy group I'm in on Facebook do that.
Yeah. I said
you
that.
did a nice job.
Yeah.
And what's he
That-
want for it? $3,000?
Yep. Let me see.
He's nuts.
You can buy a car.
You think?
I can see a couple hundred or whatever, but 3,000?
He's adding up his time and he multiplied it out.
It's $2,995 plus $165 shipping.
Yeah,
And
that guy's touched.
Yeah.
Let's help out Gary here. He wants to know how to check the cap on his machine. Now, there's a little duckbill valve in there.
Squishy tube.
Yeah, if you blow from the outside in, air should go in. If you blow from the inside out, it shouldn't.
It should not.
It should not.
It
Right.
keeps it from building pressure in the tank.
Right.
Yeah, it'll suck in as the gas goes down.
Yeah, is what kind of strimmer is it? What brand?
Yeah, he doesn't say.
Not yet. Mhm.
Yeah.
Like typing it.
Yeah, because the Echoes have a separate vent.
And so do some of the bigger steels.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, send me that guy's phone number so I could call him. I'll sell him my 1963 limited edition Han Eclipse self-propelled mower from 1963.
No,
I'll give it to him cheap at like $1,000, eh?
That's Wayne.
No.
Wayne, that's your mower. That's your mower,
bit.
buddy.
No, that's it's my mower, but my mower is the Snapper
Oh,
with the self-propelled like a snowblower drive on it.
yeah.
Yeah, the disc.
Like if I did a video, you would think of me cutting the lawn, you would think that I'm in slow motion because this thing I got her in ultra low and just walking behind enjoying life while I'm cutting the grass with that thing. That's my mower. Everything else is too fast for this old man.
Now, oh yeah, I watched Donnie Boy's repair video on that John Deere. I'm like, man, he went through hell just to change that belt. I'm like, boy, like, great going, Don.
It's a lot of work. They have to drop.
What do you guys think of that thing that Chiconic posted earlier this week about it was either this week or the end of last week, the deal where John Deere recovered, what was it, 25,000 of their riders, fired 1,000 of their people. Now they're packing up and getting out of USA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I watched that video Steve did about the toolless gas cap on a weed eater. April would to get it like, oops, like, yeah, buddy, that's a great one. Yeah, sort of, I said, I'm like, yeah, I think I had one piece of steel equipment that had that. I'm like, yeah, ooh, you got to go.
Well, the way I see it, what we should do is this is North America, US and Canada, one in the same continent. If it ain't made in Canada, if it ain't made in the USA, stick the tariffs to it so it costs more to buy it than what it does for our stuff. And
Mexico's in North America too.
Yeah, and instead of giving these companies like ultra millions of dollars to move these plants in, or when I was a kid, like companies used to build plants because you had a workforce.
Right.
The government never gave them money to come and open up a plant.
Right.
They came here because we had workforce. Well, we got workforces.
We got lots of workforce.
Yeah, we got people here. So the companies, the only reason they're getting out of here is because they can get away with moving out, making it cheaper, and still selling it back to us. Well, the hell with that shit.
Amen.
Amen.
Now,
Amen.
Spalding County, Georgia, they would let these companies come in and build these plants and give them a tax break for 5 years. Then after a while, then they start paying property tax and stuff. I'm like, 5 years. I'm like, you got to be joking.
And I don't understand it. You know, the company that I used to work for, they treated you good. You worked your heart out. You got a pension, but the pension was deducted off your salary, but they were nice enough to save it for you for 30 years. And when you're all done, you don't have to live in a freaking broken down motel, and you carry on, right? I mean, you treat them good, they treat you good, and away you go.
All right, GWN Garage. If you take a soldering iron to that gas tank and manipulate the plastic together, and you can also use one of those not wire tie, but zip tie on there.
That's your welding rod.
That's your welding rod, right? Try that before any glues or anything.
Yeah.
Melt it back together.
Yeah. And remember, if it's broken, you can't break it.
Right.
Give it a go. Give it a go.
Now the hardest thing is if it's on a seam, where they're seamed together.
Yeah.
Then it's hard to get it to weld properly. But if it's other than a seam, the plastic welding works.
And then I put 2 thin coats of JB Weld after I'm done before I even start to try it.
Now, I found some stuff at Dollar General that was apparently supposed to help with plastic gas tanks and stuff. I'm like, I tried it. I'm like, yeah, forget this mess. Nope.
I used to see that happen a lot on a lawn boy tanks. They would split at the back.
Right at the little site.
Right at the sink.
John Deere had a bad problem too with the double gas.
Especially while they get on the older stuff, right? I mean, it's just going to dry and split.
Yeah.
No, you're only supposed to fill your gas tanks 80% full too. You're not supposed to fill them right to the top because they got not enough room, especially with this heat, with this global warming that we're getting here. Like,
we just had 27 days of 30 degrees.
Yeah. See, I don't mind gas tanks cracking because I got lots of them in stock in those bins, Bruce. And they sell for good money. Like I think here in Canada, like for a push mower, some of these tanks are like $150.
It's crazy, worth more than the machine.
And some of them, they're no longer available, so you can't get a new one.
You know, I got so many that I have one just tied onto my pegboard with a rubber hose coming out of it and a valve, and that's my slave tank, and I hook it up to carburetors to see if it'll leak.
Yeah,
because sometimes you can pressure test them with air, but they still leak.
Yeah, go with it.
I've actually had that happen.
Yeah,
it holds air, but when the fuel gets in there, now they'll.
I
like Bruce's idea.
The float doesn't act properly yet.
Especially on the Nicky carbs, Robert.
Yeah,
the Nickies are the worst.
Now I
Nicky,
watched.
quit cussing.
But I watched Real Man Skills. We had to redo this engine for this lady on a Western Auto mower that was made by MTD, and the gas tank was held in by a zip tie. I'm like, you got to be joking.
Yeah, a lot of companies did that. Big long zip tie. Yep.
Yeah.
And the white ones are the worst ones because they get brittle.
Yeah.
Was that on a rider?
Yeah, it was a Long Wizard. It was sold at Western Auto, but it was made
I've actually seen where the gas tank's held in by 2 real wide zip
long
ties. Actually, I got some of them out here somewhere. They're real.
Me too.
Yeah.
They're like about 1/4 or 3/8 of an inch wide, and they're real thick.
Yeah.
Use them
And
to
they're
smack
about
somebody.
2 feet long.
Yep.
Yep. You can use them to smack somebody.
You can use them on a flagpole.
Now the thing is, you got that white plastic semi-translucent gas tank. Then you got the black ones. The black, I think, is what, ABS plastic.
Yeah, it's better than the white.
Yeah, it does work.
White is what, blown mold? I'm like,
Yeah, and the white takes the UV poorly.
well,
Yeah,
so
because how many times do you see those tanks and they're not white anymore? They're
Yeah,
they're
yellow.
Orangey.
Yeah.
yellow, yeah, or orange.
Yeah. Nah, I had to buy a gas tank for that John Deere LT 133 I had. And luckily a guy posted a video on YouTube how to replace it. But I thought, well, I found out what the problem was. It was the grommet because the line went into the grommet, but then the tube went down instead of being at the bottom. It was at the top of the tank. And I'm like, oh, well, like it was.
Might have been the section.
Yeah, because mine had a mechanical fuel pump like you did the old car. You had to step on the gas pedal to prime the carburetor, and it had that piece to operate off the engine on the inside. I'm like,
Accelerator pump?
yeah. But I still cannot believe I did not have the shop check the engine on that mower. 2 front mounting bolts gone, and that's the reason I had all the issues with the mufflers and stuff. And then one day I was cutting grass with the engine turned sideways, and all of a sudden I see smoke, burn the wiring on or something. The John Deere dealership was going to charge me $1,500 to fix it. I'm like, you can keep it. I had to send them an email stating that I was giving them the mower. I'm like, because the guy who had it, he had it on a trailer one day, taking it somewhere to have one of the front anti-scout wheel brackets welded back on. Well, he didn't have the safety chains. Well, the trailer bounced off the ball hitch, went down beside him, and completely disintegrated the hood. And I looked that hood up, and there was 3 or 4 pieces. I'm like, get it. Do without a hood. And
You guys
like,
have home hardware in the States?
Who?
Home hardware? Or is that
Nope.
like an Ace in the States?
We have
yeah.
Ace hardware, yeah.
Yeah,
We have Home Depot, but that's one of the big boxes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we got a home hardware over here, and one of my customers, we went to fix her riding mower. She broke the deck return spring for the blade engagement. Anyways, she had a brand new self-propelled mower there, and she's got the one that we had been servicing, I think, for 2 or 3 years. We've been servicing her other mower, but it was a push mower, so she went and got a self-propelled one. And I said, geez, that's a nice self-propelled mower made by Benchmark. I don't know who owns Benchmark, but that's the home hardware brand. And I said, what'd you pay for that? She says $200. $200. You know what? They were clear. They had to have been clearing them out.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
Yeah, what was it? Like I said, that long blizzard that was sold by Western Auto, which has been gone out of business. But Real Man Skill said all that sheet metal. He had to take all this stuff off just to get it. I'm like, yeah, well, that's MTD for you. That's MTD.
Well, you remember what Carol said about MTD, made to die.
Yeah, but MTD had a steel hood, not a plastic one like John Deere and Toro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never seen an MTD hood that cracked.
No.
Right.
No, but some of the Cub Cadets had plastic hoods. A lot of them did.
Yeah.
John Deere rides on its name from the past. That's it.
I think that they're all good at one time, and now some are still
They're all
okay,
junk.
and some of them are going downhill. Yeah.
Every one of them's junk.
Nah,
I like what Terrell said on his video Sunday when he was doing a review on that new time cutter zero turn he bought. He said, I still tell customers to this day, and they say, Terrell, what's the best mower to get? And he says, they ain't made one yet.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I think it started to go downhill when Briggs started putting in the plastic cam gear,
Yep.
and that kind of stuff, right? And it was all about the money. Now, I hope with this new insurgence of bringing stuff back and remanufacturing in Canada, North America, even Mexico, Mexico is going to be fed with American technology, so you're going to be okay there. But stuff that's coming out of Bangladesh and China and I'm sorry over there. It's just not right. And,
Yeah.
and the stores here still look them up, like Canadian Tire. We call it Cambodian Tire
Yeah.
because it's just not the same.
You know the problem
No.
with having a company in Mexico? You want to know what the big problem is? When Lori and I used to go on vacation in Mexico, which we quit doing many, many years ago, we ran into a bunch of people and we asked them, like these were Mexicans, and we asked them where they worked. And GM had a wiring harness plant where we were. And, you know, a couple of days later, we run into the guy again. And I said, hey, aren't you supposed to be working today? He says, no, I'm taking a day off. My brother's going in for me. His brother's going in to take his place in the shop. His brother doesn't, he says he doesn't know what he's going to do, but at least he punches in my card so I get paid.
Now,
Well, that's everywhere.
oh yeah, was it? I think was it Honda or somebody made they got OHV, then they have OHC.
Honda.
Yeah, that. But the overhead cam has got that timing belt on it. I'm like, yeah, that's a fun job to replace one.
Yeah, and the pulley or the top pulley, you know, that runs the rocker arms is plastic.
Well, even on the cars like that, they've got hidden, like, rip the motor apart to change the rubber belt driving the oil pump. On a car engine that's going to should go 400,000 kilometers, miles, whatever. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And it's built into the engine. So you have to disassemble the head, pull off the base, pull out the engine to change a rubber timing belt.
They're trying to keep the dealers
A rubber belt
dealerships in business.
not a timing belt that comes off the front, but it's in the engine for the fuel pump.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, and I watched James Conlon's second or third. There's a second video on that go-kart. That company who made that clutch he bought. He found out, put the washer somewhere else because he was having clearance issues. He's gonna get it.
That clutch came assembled.
Yeah,
and they apparently didn't put it together right.
I said he's gonna get it together. Just
You needed a thrust washer with it, eh?
Yeah. But that poor Briggs and Stratton engine, I'm like, because Briggs and Stratton made go-kart engines, but they got sued because of them. Now, I have a repair manual from Briggs and Stratton. It shows a Briggs and Stratton Raptor racing go-kart engine. I'm like, ain't no telling what that engine cost.
I think the thing that James had that was on that cart originally, I think was Briggs and Stratton. I want to say it said Fun Power on it.
Yeah, it was a 5 horse, but like I said, somebody
it was 5 horse.
Yeah,
like you said, Brett, it has to have a cast iron flywheel.
Yep, because you got to have something to give that the inertia, otherwise you'll pull the cord and it'll rip the thing right out of your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
William wants to know if anybody worked on a Robin weed eater.
Robin.
Ooh, that would be
Robin
good.
I've heard of Robin.
Yeah, Robin and Clinton are similar.
And I think the Robin, whatever it was, had a Subaru engine on, whatever I worked on. That's the only thing I remember. One thing we worked on that was a Robin.
Now,
it wasn't a weed eater.
Now, was it?
Do you know that briefly, it was back in the early 90s, Robin quietly but briefly had a 2-cylinder handheld weed whacker, 2-stroke, had 2 carburetors on it. You know, everything was doubled.
Yep.
And
so maybe you could help this guy out because he says it's an NB281.
I never had my hands on one.
No,
I just seen them.
No,
I used to get the OPE magazine.
No, was it? And I think there was a weed eater brand called IDC.
Yeah, they were Ryobi, IDC. They were.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think who sold them. I seen them somewhere in the store. I think it was Kmart or something.
Yeah, they were Kmart. They were kind of like the Boland's Troy Belt, Remington.
Black and Decker.
Well,
Kmart.
Never knew that Black and Decker. Well, go ahead.
Haven't heard about Kmart for a long time. I think they're all closed down over here in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, same with Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah.
Sears has been gone for 6-7 years now.
Yeah, I
Because
had
see,
black hair, the Bruce, when they were still around.
now see, Eddie Lambert, that's the reason Sears and Kmart went out. And then was it Sears and Kmart got together? But then it's like,
No, one of them bought somebody out.
yeah, I think Kmart bought Sears out, or Sears bought one of the two. But like I said, Eddie Lambert is the reason Sears and Kmart plus Wally World after Sam Walton died. Yeah, after Sam Walton died, Walmart got big headed. They got
So Aaron's is still making lawnmowers in the U.S., right?
yeah.
And snow blowers in the States.
I
They
believe
should-
they are.
Yeah.
But
Now-
do they have a line of battery operated ones or no?
I haven't heard anything from Arians, but I see that everybody else is jumping on that.
Yeah, well, see, maybe they're smart.
Now, cause what Arian,
Wayne, did you see that on the news? There's a big $2.5 billion battery plant that stopped production because the EVs aren't selling.
Yeah,
It's right around you.
yeah. There's that's likely the one
The
that
first,
our government gave all the money to open up. But if you wanted to work there, you had to speak Taiwanese or something.
well,
Like no Canadian could get a job there.
No,
because
but they did pull that
speak
rule.
the language.
they used the Taiwan equipment installers, but they then decided to hire the unionized battery guys.
yeah. Oh yeah, I watched a video the other day. I'm subscribed to Shindawa. They went over to Japan where they make the Shindawa generators. I'm like, a Shindawa generator? I mean,
I
they
never heard of one.
but
Grass trimmers, we've got them here, and they're good. They're good weed eaters, like grass trimmers. Shindaiwa.
yeah, these ain't the home.
I think that if I interpreted what Bree said, I think Echo and Shindaiwa are kind of like in bed together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shindaiwa
well,
was a good brand.
Yeah, because Shindawa was bought out by Echo.
Yeah.
It's just like
Now,
back in the
the
day.
one you don't hear about anymore is Tanica.
Yeah.
However you pronounce it. Was it Tanica?
Yeah.
Tanaka?
Yeah. And was it back in the day? I didn't know Shindawa even Green Machine existed. And Green Machine was good equipment. I had a Green Machine weed eater. Only thing was there was something fun. There's some I think it's points condenser for the ignition system or something like that. I'm like, but that's it. John Deere, goodbye. Husqvarna, goodbye. Honda, goodbye. It's like
There's another one that I've been seeing, and I'm kind of thinking it's a spin-off of the Hypertoff. The cheap.
Oh yeah.
It's Senix, Senix. They're like but I think they use Briggs motors on them. They're like a teal colored deck, and the motors are black.
Yeah. Because that guy is either inside home garage or home garage. He had a mower. There was a fancy color, but the thing was sold at Aldi grocery stores. I'm like, a grocery store selling a lawnmower?
That would have probably been like a Kingcraft back in the day.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day in Griffin, the Rose's department store I used to go to, they sold Murray push mowers and ride mowers, but it was the red one, the regular grade. But I'm like,
I think Murray is actually owned by Briggs now.
It is.
Yep.
But also I've been, I've seen them from Walmart. They've got Murray mowers there, but you look at them close, they're an MTD.
Yeah.
If you want to
But do
sell
they still have
something quick, paint it red.
Does Murray still use the little clip on the brake cable that's different, that kind of fits on kind of like a trick versus just a Z bend?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It has a T on the cable.
Oh yeah, some of them.
I've got
And
a
then they use a
whole
little
crap
kind of a
ton
quick
of those
clip on
cables
there.
down there, brand
I
new
like
ones,
that.
and I have no use for them.
Yeah. So the new Murray, if you can find them, are now painted a silver color. They used to be red. Then there was the green, which was the ultra, then the black was a select because they used to sell Murray's at Home Depot. Yeah, it was like with Home Depot. One time, Home Depot was selling rears and riders by Snapper. Then they quit.
Well,
I
way
would
back
never
in the
buy
day,
a new
Robert,
mower.
back in the 70s, you used to get some of the Murray push mowers that actually were silver.
Yeah,
I'm talking, but we're going back to the 70s before this engine compliance law, you know.
yeah. Because I had a Murray give to me one time. The pan, it was a push mower. The pan was rusted out, but it had the cog drive system that dropped down onto the front wheels. That thing, oh yeah, because it had the
Let me
little,
tell you.
yeah, it had the shaft coming out of the side of the Briggs and Stratton engine. I'm like, what the?
Oh,
So
I've
that,
seen those.
Yep,
yeah,
there was a chain that went up and drove a thing with cogs on it. And when you put it in gear, it
it
lowered
dropped.
that assembly down onto the tires, and the tires had straight tread on them. It lock in, and that's how it drove.
Yep.
That
I
was,
said,
yep.
it was a good mower, but somebody just didn't take care of the mower pan and it was rusted out. I'm like, well, yeah, pull this engine and find something. But I had a 1978 Snapper high vac mower, cast aluminum frame. It didn't have side discharge, either bag or you most. Had a straight, the ring strand engine that you pull straight up.
Vertical pull.
Yeah, that
I love
thing.
them. I love them vertical pull.
All right, guys, 2 hours. That's my
Right
time.
on.
Okay, Kenny.
Hey, maybe we'll see some of you on Arches later if he goes live.
All right.
Wayne, who's fighting tonight? Anybody?
I got big fights out of England tonight. I feel sorry for all the people in the UK
There you
because
go.
the fights start here at our time 7 and the main event starts at 10. So think about it. Anybody in the UK, and this is in England. So if they want to watch it on TV, they're watching it until what? Early morning?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and I guess Tom Aspinall, he's fighting tonight. He's the interim heavyweight champ, so he's fighting. But the main event is Leon Edwards fighting Bilal Muhammad. So it's going to be good fights.
That's all right.
And they got Patty the Batty and Meatball Molly, and oh yeah, we got some fights tonight, boys.
And again, congratulations to EP for 100,000 subs.
Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
We'll see
good
you all
job, Jake.
He-
Yep.
That's really something.
Yeah.